What's up, guys, gals, and Book Nook Pals? It's Book Nook Bunny with another Book Nook unboxing, and I hope you got your tropical vaccines because we are going down for a jungle adventure with Fifijoy and their newest Book Nook. Now, I'm really jazzed to take a look at this one. I'm always jazzed to take a look at a new Book Nook, but I'm really excited to take a look at this one because I think this one features a theme that we really don't see enough of. We don't have too many of the forest or jungle green Book Nooks. We see it a lot with the scratch-built kits, and they do really good, sometimes incorporating actual pieces of wood and grass and foliage, but we don't get to see it in the kits too much. As someone who's a kit builder, because I don't have the time or discipline to focus on a scratch build, it's really nice to see this theme. I do like to see also here that not only does it have a touch sensor, but it does advertise that there is sound in this kit as well. So, yeah, always with Fifijoy, really good graphics on their packaging. Their package design is always fantastic. So while I'm opening this up, I'll take the opportunity to tell you, please, if you are liking this channel, please like this video. Please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I guess there's a bell, I think, right on YouTube that you can hit to know when new videos are coming out. Thankfully, they put that open tab there for me. And you know, get in the comments, tell me which Book Nooks you want to see me unbox, because I will go get them and I will bring them here and you can see them and I will take the hit if they are not good. But opening this up, again, always love to see shrink wrap or bubble wrap or a plastic shell or something protecting the product from these kits, because that means they care enough about their products. They put the time and effort in to protect it. Thor's hammer, always nice. Obviously, it's not Mini City, so we don't have the Mini City branding, but this will go in the armory with the other Thor's hammers, and we'll clear this out. Now, I'm seeing a lot of things I don't normally see in a Book Nook. One, this is a big speaker. So normally the speaker is like between the size of these, maybe this size, maybe a little bit bigger, but this is a honking speaker. I am very excited to hear what comes out of this Book Nook. Especially since I automate my Book Nooks. So what is this going to make my Book Nook room sound like when all the Book Nooks go on? I don't know. But I'm excited to find out. Does look like we have a PCB in here, right? These are different plugs are going to be integrated in here for power and lights. So it does not look like we're going to be able to hear it right now on the channel, guys. I'm sorry. I was excited. We're just going to have to build this one to figure out what the sounds sound like. So we got the standard blue and pink emery board. We're going to get rid of that to the Book Nook gods. I hope the people that were around in the beginning and that were around for this channel that were commenting on whether I was throwing, why I was throwing away emery boards in the corner, that they hated to see it or they loved to see it. I hope you guys are still around. Please let me know in the comments if you're still around. We got a standard pink set of tweezers. We got our PC board right here. We have our incredibly gigantic speaker. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 LEDs, and what I'm seeing here is something I haven't really seen before. So I think we're gonna open this up. So we've seen LEDs pre-wired all as one bunch. We've seen LEDs that come all completely separately. But what I've not seen before, oh, no, you know what? I'm sorry. I thought, no, yeah, see, we got one LED wired here. That's separate. We got 3 LEDs here. We got the touch sensor, and we got the battery pack. So that's 1, 2, LED speaker, touch sensor, battery pack. And on the one hand, I don't know if I'm going to be able to automate this one the same way because the touch sensor is going to be going into the PCB. So there's no way to bypass it for the electronics. So that's going to be interesting in and of itself. So, but again, with the sound and the ambiance, I'm probably not going to want this one turning on its own. But that's a me problem. That's not a problem with the kit. But I do like the fact, so with Fifijoy, they do a lot of different color LEDs. They really put a lot of thought into their lighting. And when I was doing the Atlantis Book Nook, a lot of people who had also built it pointed out that sometimes stretching those wires to the exact spots can be difficult. So I really like, I'm going to hope, I'm going to believe that they heard that feedback and they decided to separate one LED out so that it could better fit without having some giant harness of wires all over the place. I want to think that's purpose-driven. And the reason why I'm inclined to believe that they put that extra layer into their design is because on their website initially, so Fifijoy is one of the companies that, as they build their own line of exclusive, also retails products for other companies, right? So there's Fifijoy exclusives. This is one of their exclusives. And then they also have products like they sell Roll Life and Tone Shear and Cute Bee and other and some of the smaller retailers. And you know, completely no issue with that. Because they identify which products are specifically theirs. But when their website first launched, you had to click on the individual items to find out which one was theirs. As a community, I approached them on behalf of the Book Nook community on Reddit and said, hey, would you mind making a section on your website that's just your exclusive, so people who want to see what you make can see it real easy? And they were like, absolutely, no problem. Boom, and they created it. So they listen to our feedback. They make changes based on our feedback, and so I'm inclined to think that this is another example of that. Also, another example of listening to feedback: a 3x AA battery set, as opposed to using 2 AAAs or AAAs at all. Interesting piece of fabric here. I'm sure someone in the comments will know specifically what this is. Is it tartan? Is it gingham? If you watch Great British Baking Show, is it plaid? I don't know, but I'm sure someone here will. We got some kind of, this looks like a decal here. These are like belt loops. I guess these are gonna be straps to the book bag. Some kind of like another plaid type of thing. That's a cloth. So that's that. What do we have in here? So we have like a witch's pot. We got a really cool 3D snake. It is rubber. It moves. We have some twine. We have some tufted moss grass stuff. That's really good for making greenery. I love using it. But if you have any kind of dry skin, that stuff sticks like a mother. So I would wear rubber gloves while you're working with it, just to make it easier for yourself. And we have like a golden thread here. And my fingers are already feeling cramps working with that. So only a little bit of pieces of acrylic here. This looks like the sun in the sky through some foliage and a couple flames right here. I'm guessing this is going to be our top piece. This is see-through, a really neat radiant effect of the sun coming through the jungle canopy. All right, this is our front, and I'm guessing this is going to be the notched cutout to allow for the electronics in the corner. Standard manual for Fifijoy, but I always gotta say their manuals always impress me because they are so vibrant in color. Like the color saturation on them is always so great that everything is incredibly easy to discern. And I'm looking at this rock creation here, and we're gonna have some really advanced techniques for building here that I've never seen. So there was a lot of novel stuff going on in this, and still not that thick a manual. So I'm really excited to see how they are able to create some stuff. There's some new elements, new crafting elements I haven't seen before, and some new techniques. And I love to see companies, as they get more and more under their belt, you know, they start to try new things. And I talked in the past about seeing innovation from smaller companies, and it is really, really awesome to see that same spirit of innovation come from some of these bigger companies. So looks like we're going all the way to H on this. I'm guessing this is going to be our battery compartment on the back, or this is rather on the side. So that's bizarre. Not bizarre, that's unique. You don't normally see a cutout like this on the side. But there we have it. We've talked before about how companies, different ways companies can tell you where to, excuse me, different ways companies can tell you where to put stuff on the sides of their Book Nook. So Fifijoy follows what I like to think of as the side build strategy. So the side build technique is you have your two sides of your Book Nook. All right, it looks like they're going to be here and here, right? These are going to be our two walls of our Book Nook, and you are going to build most of your pieces are going to go directly on the walls. There's no inner shell and outer shell where electronics are running through. For all of these elements, you can see all the holes on these pieces. These big elements are going to go right on the walls. And then when you stand it up, right, and you put a Book Nook's width apart, most of your real estate is already going to be filled in by all the elements on the side, and they might be forward at an angle, they might be inward to each other, but that's going to create your environment. And then you'll have, or here we can just do it like this, and then you'll have your back piece like this, and you'll have your bottom. They're probably going to have, so based on the fact that there's a hole in the bottom here, we're probably going to have like a sub floor about this big, and our electronics will run through that, and there will be some elements on the bottom, in the middle, sticking up through the bottom, but for the most part, oh wow, there we go, there's our yawn. That's how the construction is going to take place. So going back to what I was saying, how do you know where to put things? All right, so these are going to have a lot of elements directly glued onto the wall. The two major ways companies tell you where to put stuff is they will either negative print, so the spots where a piece is going to go, there just won't be the graphic. They'll just like delete it, like they'll put a negative space there. Or what this company did, and you can see kind of right here, there's an etched vine pattern through here. We have an etched branch patterns up in here. And that will help you line up your design to see where to put things. All right. So, love to see a fully double-sided printed piece. Based on what we saw on that manual with like that stone building technique, there's a lot of structure and a lot of sideways pieces in this. And you're going to want to utilize the double printing as much as possible to make sure you don't have any exposed, like significantly bare pieces. I've seen a lot of blank pieces here. Looks like they're just making good use of real estate, and this is our structural piece. These clamps, I think, are going to go inside that neat rock formation. But that's why we're not seeing double-sided printed here, and this is our front frame. That's obviously why you won't see double-sided printing on here. So this looks like it's going to be our big multifaceted boulder. I can see outlines for like a little lizard there. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Woo. And other things there. Cool little, like, tiki. That's not a tiki guy, I'm sorry. Cool little, like, deity figure there. Lots of greens here. This is gonna be busy Book Nook, guys. This is not, so I don't know what order I'm gonna upload these, but if you look, there's a company called U-Hour, and I just posted, I just filmed one of their Book Nooks. It's a space capsule. It's very, very simple, very monochromatic in a way that feels purposefully designed and looks really great. This is the polar opposite of that, and also looks really great. There's going to be so much going on in this, guys, and I really wish that I had all those LEDs hooked up the right way, because I'm sure they're not straight white LEDs. I have a feeling we're going to see some white, some yellow, some green, some yellows in here, maybe even a blue. But I think it's really gonna pop. And again, a lot of things are going to be glued directly on the wall, so double-sided printing where it's needed. Does look like we're going to have a curved element here. This is accordion cut wood. And again, I want you to go back and take a look at that U-Hour video versus this video, and just look at the section where I talk about accordion cut wood. If I can figure out how to do linking to a different video, I'm going to put that timestamped right up here, and you can see a direct comparison of the two. But yeah, guys, so it's Fifijoy's new Book Nook, Jungle Adventure. There's a lot going on here, guys. And you might need a guide to help get you through this. New techniques, new materials, a new subject matter. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. So, 3 yards. 3 yawns, guys. That's triple for your money, and a speaker that's bigger than anything I've ever seen in a Book Nook. So until then, Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Tell me in the comments what you want to see next. This is Buck the Bunny saying, good looking, good nooking.